Ho 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 everyone, hi, Merry Christmas. This is my TR8S key input device demo. Firstly, I want to apologize for the quality of the video. I just want to apologize, it's in portrait. I'm not using screen recording software, and yeah, I'm just doing it in a hurry, so because I wanted to show you this in time for Christmas. So what it is you can play the sounds of each instrument on the TR8S with the keyboard. So first thing you want to do is drag it in, the TR8Skreamer, and there you have it. To set it up, you want to set your input. It's best not to use all ins. You can, but then you might get some MIDI feedback. So I've got my mini log here. You've got to send the MIDI to, I hope you can see this by the way, we'll see. You send the MIDI to TR8S, and whatever the channel is, your MIDI channel, press utility, shift, we want to go to MIDI, whatever it is, whatever the pattern channel is set to, that's what you want to set it to. I've got mine set to channel 10, so I've got here channel 10. Alright, now just to walk you through it quickly, there's some brief instructions there you can read later because you won't be able to read them now. So these are your instruments here on the TR8S, and these are the MIDI notes for each instrument. At the moment they're set to the default as per the TR8S MIDI implementation. If you've changed them for whatever reason, you'll have to adjust them here. Let me bring this back, and if you save this in your project, these should remain to whatever you set them to. So if you've got some set up where yeah, so they'll remain in your set so that you don't have to change them every time it opens. Okay, so I've got a little, what have I got here? I've got a little beat. Where's that shit? Alright. Okay, so there's a little drum beat. So let's get started. I'm going to do these chords first. So what you want to do is, you've got, you can choose course tune or tune, basically. Let me change this to course tune just to show you. So if you're going to use course tune, obviously you need to change the control knob to match course tune. If you use course tune, you'll get 4 octaves. So what you want to do is the one you want to play, I've got the ride cymbal here, I've got a chord sample on there. If I select that, and you can see here that it's displaying what the course tune is when you see the note, and as I said, you've got 4 octaves with course tune. You can even move this up. When you get to the top, if you get too high, it'll just keep playing the highest note. That should be the highest note, and just to let you know, if you're above, it's going to show 666 in blood red, because that's just the way I made it, as you can see there. And if you go too low, it'll keep playing that lowest note. Right. What else have we got here? If your sample is not in C, because by default all of Roland's scaled samples are in C, so when the tune and or course knob are at 0, it's going to be a C. If your sample isn't a C note, this one is, but just a demo, let's say it was something else, you can set the root note here so that the note when you play it matches whatever you're playing on the keyboard. But let's put this back to C because that's what it is. And you can adjust the octave here. What else? This is the display. Now you have, so to capture the notes, you've got to press this, capture notes, and whatever notes you enter, it will display there. I'll show you how to use that in a second. And you can clear them. This will display a maximum of 64 notes. It's going underneath the screen because I zoomed in so that you can actually see it. Hopefully you can see it. It will, yeah, a maximum of 64 notes because that's the maximum steps you have for all of the variations of one pattern. So there's no point capturing any more. Clear them when you want to. You can also do tuning, which is good because then it frees up the control knob for you to assign to another parameter, whatever you like. But tune only does 2 octaves. If I go up another one, as you can see, it stays the same. Alright. So, and if you get too low, it'll display that as well. So let's try and make something. So to use it, what you want to do is you want to go into instrument record mode on the TR8S. That way, whatever you record will be recorded in there like that. So that's how you do that. Let's clear that again now. So what you want to do is go in the instrument record mode and press capture notes, and then whatever you play on the keyboard will get captured in. When it gets to the end, it's repeating. I'm only using the first 4 variations. It's captured the rhythm in, but it's playing the last tuning setting that you put in there. So then what you got to do is go into TR record mode. Then you can see all of the steps that you've put in, and it's good here to then double check your rhythm. So I don't know if I like that rhythm. Let's go to, I want this one to be here. And see, I made a mistake there, so we want to put that back on the 5. And I think I made another mistake there. So that needs to be on the 13. This is something I prepared earlier, so I've got some notes too. And it records in the velocity as well, so that's handy for you. So what you want to do is to enter those notes in. You've got the display there, so hold this down. At the moment it's on the velocity, but as soon as, if you keep holding this down and turn the tuning knob, then you can set the tune for that step. So we've got 96 there, let's set this to 96. So the advantage of using tune is that you free up your control knob, but it's harder to get the number. Like, there we go. And then the next one is 84. Let's go to this one, which is 96 again. And 127, easy. 116. So this should play the rhythm and melody I just put in. Alright. I think we need a bass line. So to go to the next instrument, we'll turn that up. I'm not going to set this to coarse tuning because I want to use the tune knob again. So we'll get rid of that. We'll clear these, and we want to set it to the next channel that we're going to record. In this case, it's the crash cymbal, and it is definitely not a crash cymbal. It's a weird sounding bass, but it'll sound better later. You might recognize that bass line. So let's do that again. We want to capture the notes. I've got it on tune. Put it back to instrument record. And let's play it. This one I can, because I'm going to repeat it for each step, I'm only going to choose A. And then we can copy it. It makes it a bit easier. And I made a mistake for that, so let's redo it and clear the notes. We're still in instrument record. So let's check the rhythm is right. Yep, except for that. Okay, so now we've got A done. We want to change the tuning according to that, and thankfully we only have to do one bar, and then we can copy the track. But you have to be careful not to copy the whole variation, because then it messes everything up. So we'll do this first. We'll -10. And the last one is 96. All right. So we've got that one bar, except I want it on all of them. So what we can do is we go to copy. This is where you have to be careful, because I've made mistakes before thinking, oh, I want to copy that A variation to all of these, but that's going to copy the variation of all of the instruments to the next one, so it messes it up. So what you want to do is go to copy track, and wait a sec, is it track? Yes, copy track, and you want to copy the track from 713A, which is what we're on, to the crash cymbal. We want 713B to the crash cymbal. Okay. I'm going to do it again for all of the others. So A, crash cymbal, 713, C, crash cymbal. Again, copy track, A, crash cymbal, 713, and then D. So now we've done that, should play through all of them. Cool. So that one's done. And let's do something else. Go here. Of course, you can record something. Actually, let's do that for this. So what we're going to do is record a MIDI clip, and there we go. This is a bit weird doing it when I'm zoomed in so far for you guys. go. And of course, I mean, you can use any of Ableton's MIDI effects, scale, arpeggiator, all of that stuff, and whatever you're producing from Ableton, it will come into the TR8S. Alright, let's quickly put these notes in. Let's do the next one. Whoa. So this one I'm just going to record in straight. That's pretty easy. Alright, so let's clear those. Put this into instrument record mode and we'll start playing. So this one's going to be easy. We really just want to go to this here and change it. So these are all -10. I'm not going to bother with my whole best practice changing everyone because there's only one that's different. So you just need to change that one to -22. But remember, all steps after that are going to stay the same. So you do need to go to C and change this one back to -10. And then that should be correct. And it really doesn't like -10. There we go. Okay, and now our last one. So I'm not going to press instrument record. I'm going to record it into a MIDI track. So let's fix that up. Stop the playing. Loop that here. This is really difficult when I'm zoomed in so much. And you can quantize it if you like, but the TR8S should quantize it as well, but it might quantize it wrong. So while I'm in MIDI, let's just press that, see what it's done. Yeah, see that one's wrong. Alright, so that's relatively good. So we'll just go to instrument record and we'll make sure I am on the right. Yeah, of course. No, we do need to make sure that we've cleared this, captured that, and we'll go back here and then just press play. So there we go. See, I think, yeah, see that, that's what you have to be careful of. That's actually that first note again. But if you go through one by one and don't lose track, which I know it might be difficult to sometimes, you'll pick that up. So we're going to go to TR record mode, hit that. Alright, so let's do these notes. 264. that's our little pattern. We need some delay. Okay, it's a little jam.